Hey there, this is Daryl Olson from the Jackson Fishing Team, and I'm going to again tie another fly using these faux bucktails by Fish Skull or Flyman Fishing, I don't remember who, and it's going to be an old classic. It's going to be the Mickey fin. So we're going to use some of these synthetics here. You know, it's normally tied on a bucktail, and we're just giving it a notch up. We're going to do some other things instead of painting eyes on it. We're going to install some of these living eyes from Fish Skull as well. So let's take a look at it, and I'll explain the materials as we go along.
Well, this here's the Mickey fin using those faux bucktails. Let's see if we can do a better job than this one here. And you know, I'm tying these up maybe to try for some bass fishing here this winter. It might work. Who knows? I'm tying them. So let me know. And I'll let you know how they're working for me. All right, here we go. Let's get going. The hook I'm using is a Daiichi 2220 and a streamer hook size 4. And these happen to be 4X long. And we're going to go ahead and debarb and place that in here on that part. I'm just going to use some standard 210 black wherever it went. Right here. And normally the secret on these flies, they might seem simple, but you want to try to keep that body smooth. So we're not going to do standard, we're going to just build the head up, keeping it parallel. And no, try not to any open gaps. I lost my scissors. We're just going to take this thread back over where the barb used to be, right about in there, and we're going to take this forward. Because I'm going to tie in some large oval silver tinsel, but I don't want to tie it in back here. It'll create like a lump back there. I'm going to tie it in the full length of the hook, so that way there's that the hook is the same diameter on there. Cut off a piece. So the first piece I'm putting on is that oval tinsel, and I'm going to try to keep that to the bottom. On there. And again, we're going to try to keep this body smooth. Sometimes counter wrap or counter twisting to flatten the thread. And we'll take it back up to where we started the thread. Again, the whole purpose is to keep the body the same diameter, I guess, as smooth as possible. The next material I'm going to do is use some large gold silver tinsel, and the body's going to be gold or silver. And we're going to put a little point on here. And with the gold side up, and that way when we're wrapping it, it'll be a silver body. Oh, that's all wrong. I don't know how that happened. I thought I had the gold side up. So, try this again. And again, I'm gonna try to keep my wraps as tight as possible. Yeah, I apologize for not tying so much, but the weather was a little colder today. Now we're going to take our tinsel here, we're going to wrap the silver body going forward and trying not to overlap, going from edge to edge. And then we're going to try to finish this wrapping on the bottom of the fly. Turn that upside down so I don't cut my thread. And now we're going to counter wrap. And that's just going the opposite direction the way we would. So I'm going to take this going forward and try to do equal spacing. It'll probably be 6 or 7 wraps to give it a trim that off. and take my thread back a little bit. So the first material on the fake, the faux bucktail, is going to be yellow. And you don't want to use a whole lot. It's similar to like bucktail. A little goes a long way. And we're going to want this just to go past a couple loose wraps. So we're going to tug this up just to make sure it stays on top. And I'm going to kind of lift this up a little bit to try to help separate the colors. And we're going to trim this off. And I like using a serrated scissors for this material. Material right there. All right, now for that other part, we're going to use some red fake, the faux bucktail. Again, not a lot. And we're going to put this on at about the same length as the yellow. And I'm going to put a and we'll trim that off. You notice how I'm kind of staggering these colors, and that'll help separate them as well, hopefully. And we're going to put some yellow back on top. build up the head here. Give it a whip finish. One thing about the faux fibers, they are a little slipperier. Some people have even used EP fibers to make these. You know, it doesn't have to be all natural or feathers or on that part. I'm going to put on some living eyes and 3mm in ice. Some super glue or Zap-A-Gap right here. Originally these eyes would be painted on, but hey, why not kick it up a notch? Or sometimes they didn't even put them on. That looks pretty good on both sides. I'll use some thin here. go. That side looks maybe a little bit better, but like I said, this material is hard to work with. But that's my attempt at using the fake bucktail from fish skull. Hopefully it'll catch some fish. Alright, on that part there.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I think the bucktail actually looks a little bit better than this faux stuff, but if it's something that you want to give a try, I wouldn't be afraid to give it a whirl on there. I think the next one we're going to try is a Thunder Creek using this material, and the saltwater version of Thunder Creek, similar to a Silverside, I think. All right, I'm Daryl, and hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the water.